Hey, it's Dr. Ron Kaiser here. You know, one of the things that really makes us human is our ability to interact with, support, and help other people. I know that none of us really accomplishes everything on our list by ourselves alone. We've had people help us along the way, and we will continue to do so as long as we stay in touch with others. In that regard, I got to thinking about the various reasons that somebody doesn't help somebody else who may be in a particular need. Just a temporary thing like, finding the directions, feeling lost, needing some support by coming into a meeting or group where they don't know other people. Now, I know, and certainly it's been true for me, I haven't been able to help some people because what they need is an area where I don't have a lot of skill. I can try to help, but sometimes I can screw things up worse for them if I'm really not in my expertise zone. Uh, Also, sometimes, I may be passing somebody who's looking for directions and so on, but I just don't have time to help because I'm running late. I try not to make that an issue if at all possible, but it sometimes happens. So there are reasons that you can't always help somebody that you may prefer to. I think two of the worst ones, though, are not thinking about it, assuming that, somebody else will do it, and one that's kind of a bit on the strange side, but pretty common, and that's that sometimes people are too embarrassed to help, too embarrassed to go up to a stranger and who is obviously lost, looking for directions, or who has a flat tire and seems to not know how to go about it because tires are better nowadays, and very often you can go through the life of a car without experiencing a disabling flat tire, maybe a low one that can get caught when you go to the next filling station. Um, or too embarrassed to ask a person who has a disorder of sight, who's having a tough time manipulating his or her cane, trying to cross a street, but not being sure whether there's traffic and so on. Um, But being too embarrassed to ask that person if they need help doesn't make a whole lot of sense. First thing, we share a common humanity, and it's the right thing to do. Secondly, what is the reason for the embarrassment? That the person may not want your help? Well, by asking, I allow that person to have the ability to stick up for themselves, to be able to say, no, I'm handling this, or no, I'm not as lost as I appear to be, or yeah, I can handle these two big packages that I'm carrying because I feel, more balanced rather than sharing that load. So that, the reality is there are very few excuses for embarrassment at not helping others. I know in today's world, safety is a concern, and there are certain situations where there may be a certain risk, and you make the judgment that it isn't worth the risk. And I understand that. I'm talking about something less than that when somebody is obviously coming into a room where they don't know anybody and where it's clearly a supportive environment, where somebody uh, who clearly is lost and not setting you up to rob you. Uh, you know, there's some obvious clues. Again, I'm not asking people to or suggesting to people that they put themselves in any kind of danger. I'm not suggesting that people go beyond their expertise in helping. What I am suggesting is that people recognize that part of being human is to interact with, support, and help others. And if you get the opportunity, you may find that it's pretty rewarding. It's pretty nice to do good for other people. It's one of my 7 keys to rejuvenating that doing good makes you feel good. And if you have the opportunity to do so, there's really very little downside. And one of those downsides should not be embarrassment. Whether the offer for help is accepted or not, it shouldn't be considered an embarrassment or that you did the wrong thing uh, because you acted human. Give it some thought, look for opportunities. Uh, you don't even have to look for them as much as not avoiding opportunities if they occur. And I think you're going to find that some will occur. Sometimes your help may be rejected, but other times it will be greatly appreciated by another human being. So that's it. Until next time, it's Dr. Ron Kaiser wishing you the best and stay safe, stay positive, and stay human.